Happy Monday, everybody, and it is 7 p.m. My name is Katie Lowe, and I'd like to welcome you to Rhythm Flow. Let me get these glasses off. I hate for people to see me with them on. Anyway, my name is Katie Lowe, and I'd like to welcome you to Rhythm Flow Radio live stream right here on Meta, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Spreaker. And the name of the show today is Opinions. Opinions are like, you know, everybody's got one. And we've got a special show lined up for you today. You know, everybody has an opinion about everything that's going on. If I could tell you my opinions about certain things, you might not like what I have to say. But they're my opinions, and I'm entitled to them. But we have a special show. And today, we're going to hear the opinions of author activist Brother Raymond on a on a subject that really nobody likes to talk about. But you got to be bold, got to have a lot of soul, and you got to be strong to give your opinions. Because Don Lemon gave an opinion on on CNN, and I think he's on vacation on President's Day. You got to be careful what you say. But if you're a real person and you believe in yourself, you can say whatever the hell you want to say. Did I say that? And I meant it. But let's get into the meat of the show, and I'm going to bring Brother Raymond in. And Brother Raymond is going to say his prayer, and then he's going to tell you what's on his mind. And again, like I say, my name is Katie Lowe, and this is Rhythm Flow Radio Live Stream. And the name of the show tonight is Opinion.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Raymond Richard. I am the CEO and founder of Brothers Standing Together. And tonight on Opinions is a special topic that we'll be talking about, urban going to prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you, glorify you, magnify you for waking us up to live to see another day in our right frame of mind. Lord, you chose us over all your children to live, another one of us. Keep us from all hurt, harm, and danger, and guide us with the mighty, magnificent Son, Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Before we get into the topic, I just want to say, anybody going through anything, a special shout out to the Gregory and his family on the loss of his father, BST. Sends our heartfelt condolences to you guys. May God continue to bless you in your time of bereavement. Anybody who's lost anyone, may God continue to bless you in your bereavement. Anybody celebrating a birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the meat of this show is urban communities becoming extinct. Now, why did I come up with that topic? I came up with that topic because if you look around the country, all slowly but surely, and it's all different kinds of dynamics that is being caused in order to ensure that our communities become extinct. So we're going to get right to it. So it says, one way to express the concept of urban communities becoming extinct could be the disappearance of urban communities is a growing concern as modernization and urbanization trends continue to erode the cultural and social fabrics of cities, leading to the loss of local identities, social connections, and community cohesions. And this extinction is becoming more apparent as urbanization and gentrification processes displace long established communities, eroding their culture, heritage, and social networks, and driving away residents. Wow. That right there is just a handful, ladies and gentlemen. That is a handful. It says that gentrification, ostracizing us out, pushing us out, putting their people in, right? And the reason why it's so sentimental and detrimental to us is that we continue to give them ammunition in order for our communities to become extinct. And this is an open conversation, so we can talk about it. Let's talk about it. So, um, it's difficult to make a generalization about whether local officials have turned their backs on urban communities as it can. However, there are certain cases where local urban communities are marginalized and underserved. There are many reasons why it might be the case, including budget constraints, competing priorities, lack of understanding of the needs and concerns of urban communities, and political pressure. In some cases, there may also be issues with corruption or bias that can further undermine the trust between local officials and the communities they serve. And when we're talking about this, we're talking about the local officials, your aldermen, your state rep. They're part of the community as well. See, when we're not working together and collectively, then the community suffers. And once the community starts to suffer, these particular communities, and put it elsewhere. Despite these challenges, it is communities and who are dedicated to create more inclusive, equitable, and sustainable cities. By engaging with these officials, as well as community organizers and stakeholders, it may be possible to build stronger partnerships and advocate for policies in urban communities. This is all of our problems. Because remember, every one of us, and if one of us lose, we all lose. Just like if one of us win, we all win, right? So we have to get in a state where, wow, we have to get in a state where we can do what we need to do in order to get what we need to get. Now, we can't save everybody. We can't save all the communities, but what we can do is put a stronghold in it. Hey, how you doing? So what I mean by that, there are not enough jobs, right? There's not enough resources, right? There's not enough love. There's not enough unity, right? So this is what we mean by that when we talk about these urban communities and what's going on in them, right? We all have grew up in a place and in a community where it was once thriving, and then it begins to dwindle. Now we're going to get into that because we know that while we are some of the problem, it's not all, we're not all of the problem, right? So we have to get to a place where we, the people, can be beneficial to other people, meaning we can help our young brothers and sisters. We can help our young adults, and we can help our elderly as well. But if we don't do these things, then guess what? As I stated earlier, it will become extinct. And this is what they want. They want it to become extinct. They really don't want urban communities to be there, because if you look around your surroundings. If you're in an urban community right now, you can look around and see they're replacing our projects with skyscrapers, our row houses with townhouses, our parks with their parks, along with dog parks, right? So as you look around, the gentrification is real and it's going on. So let's read on. Despite these challenges, now it is important to recognize that the residents of urban communities may face a range of challenges and barriers that can make it difficult to fully engage in the civic life of their communities. These might include issues such as poverty, lack of access to education, health care, discrimination, and social isolation. Whoa, now that's heavy right there. So we are being isolated. Our communities are being isolated. That means they're not included in anything. We're on an island by ourselves, right? And we're on this island by ourselves because they don't see nothing productive to come from there as we see it. So with that being said, it's going to always become a problem. And I hate the fact that we as a people have not arisen to great leaders have come and gone and spoken our honor in order for us to be recognized and a force to be reckoned with. It says, however, it is important not to assume that residents have given up on their communities simply because they may face these challenges. In many cases, residents of urban communities are deeply committed to their neighborhoods, as we are, and are actively working to improve them. This might include organizing community events, volunteering with local organizations, and advocating for policies and initiatives that support the needs of their communities. And this is what we're talking about. We have to get involved. We have to volunteer. There's nothing wrong with volunteering. BST volunteered for many, many years, and we still volunteer right now to this day. We give back what was so freely given us. And so what we have to do is we as a people have to wake up our people. We have to educate our people. We can't say it's not our problem. We can't turn a blind eye to what's really going on, right? So it says of their communities. Our communities need the support, right? And we need people to volunteer, and then we need to organize them. You know, we had organization, we had plenty of structure in our communities, and now it's gone. Moreover, it's important to recognize the strength and resilience of urban communities often come from residents who are committed to making positive change. By engaging with their efforts, it may be possible to build stronger and more vibrant urban communities that are better equipped to address the challenges that they face. So we get involved and we what they want, what they need, that will help improve our communities. Then and only then we can go back and organize put some things together so they can structure it and they can strengthen it, and we can start to build our community back up. You remember we had vegetable bins everywhere. Our porches was clean. Garbage cans was clean, right? We, yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. How you doing, sir? Can we help you with this? Can we take that for you? It simply has went away, ladies and gentlemen. Those days are no more. And so this is what we're talking about when we talk about these are our communities now. So we talk about our communities and how much we love our communities, but how much do we really love our communities? Do we love our communities enough to stand up? Or do we just sit idle and watch what goes on a day-to-day basis, knowing it's wrong, but we watch it anyway. And we don't say nothing about it and we don't do nothing about it. But we always complaining about what the young men out there, they selling drugs. I can't hear none of the music blaring. The young ladies hollering and cussing and screaming. But if we're not doing nothing, then guess what? We're part of that problem. All the shooting that goes on, the wars is going on. It's really merely the fact that we haven't set them young brothers down and taught them how to be young men. It's merely that they haven't set them young sisters down and taught them how to be young ladies. Now, we're not saying they're not going to live. They're going to live their life. What's going to be done. But we can have it more a productive way than it is right now. If you look out your window, a lot of people are scared to live in their own communities. It wasn't like that back in the day. I was proud of my community. I'm still proud of my community. Do I like where it's become? No, I do not. And that's why I fight. I don't fight to get on Facebook. I don't fight. I fight for change, structure, save lives, help young men and women get employed, things of that nature, and just be a mentor to them. Because we have to lead by example. We can't tell a young man or a young lady to stop doing what they're doing, and we ain't stop doing what we're doing. They look up and see us out there cussing and swearing and drinking and smoking and, all that old stuff. And then we'll tell them, don't y'all do it. You can't do that. So if you drink and you smoke and you cuss and you swear, you need to do that inside, not where the children can see us. Because then we're enabling them. They prefer a choice of a better word. We're misguiding them. Let's say that. So let's get on. So it says, has violence and drugs impacted the outcome of our community? Yes, it has. Very much so. Very, very much so. Violence and drugs have been a significant impact of urban communities and in many cases have contributed to the challenges faced by these communities. Some of the ways in which violence and drugs have impacted urban communities include: 1, eroding community cohesion. Violence and drug use can be contribute to a breakdown of social connection and trust within a community, making it harder for residents to work together and to support one another. 2, undermining economic opportunities. Violence and drugs can create an environment that is not conducive to economic development, discouraging businesses from investing in the community and limited job opportunities. Now, we were just talking about that. Now, this is where the violence and the drugs play their part in, right? So if the drugs and the violence is going on, then of course, me being a businessman, I'm not going to put my business in some place where my customers can possibly get hurt. So if I'm not putting my business there, that means I'm taking away opportunities for people to work, as it just stated, right? Oh, man. Contributing to poverty, in some cases, violence and drugs can contribute to cycles of poverty that can be difficult to break as families struggle to provide for basic needs and may face additional expenses related to addiction or injury. This is what we're talking about right here. This is the part that hits addiction or injury. So, but I'm a junkie. I got a Jones. My Jones come down, it tells me I need to get my fix by any means necessary. So if I have to rob my brother, man, or my sister, I'm going to rob them. If I got to bust your window out your car, I'm going to do that because it's not me, it's the drug that I'm addicted to that's causing this effect. Creating public safety concerns, high levels of violence and drugs use can create public safety concerns, both for residents of the community and for visitors. This can discourage people from spending time in the community, further undermining economic opportunities. Now, we don't even want to hang out in our own community. Less known having somebody to visit. You know how we used to have family come over and we used to hang out and be proud. Yeah, they came over, they hung. We can't do that anymore. Because this is what the violence and the drugs create. It stops that. Undermining public health, drug use can also have negative impacts on public health, contributing to addiction, the spread of disease, and other health-related challenges. This is what's going on in our urban communities. And if we, the people, don't stand up and help reduce some of this, then our community is going to be extinct. We ain't going to have them. As you can see, gentrification is taking over all over the cities. From Chicago, Atlanta, New York, DC, Baltimore. Gentrification is everywhere. It goes on to say it is important to recognize that the impacts of violence and drugs on urban communities are complex and multifaceted, and that there are no simple solution to these challenges. However, by working to address these issues through a range of strategies, including community policy. See, we got to be the police in our community, right? Prevention and treatment programs, economic development initiatives, and public health interventions. It may be possible to migrate the negative impacts of violence and drugs on urban communities and support the growth and development of the growth and development of the community. I'm sorry. So with that being said, if every one of us is better than any one of us, we all need each other in order to save our communities and our society, because at the end of the day, they don't care about us. We already know they don't care about us. Now, what's even sadder, we showing that we don't care about us, and that we are so busy with our social media and our lives and going on doing what we doing that we don't have time to grab our children. Let's start with our children, and sit them down and let them know the rights and wrongs. We don't have time to speak to them young men that's on the corner being misguided and misled. We had that. So it's our duty to give back what was so freely given to us. See, we had this. We had the youth centers and the mentors, and they don't have that. So it's on us to give back to them. Because if we don't do it, then this is how our communities become extinct. This is why we don't have the economic development in our communities. It's because the violence and the drugs have overtaken everything. So they have taken away some major opportunities and would take away many more opportunities if we don't get involved. Now, here's another one. They say the lack of fatherhood. Has the lack of fatherhood impacted the urban communities? We all know it has. This part of the dialogue. The lack of fatherhood has been identified as a significant issue in many urban communities, and it can have a range of negative impact on individuals and families. Here are some of the ways in which the lack of fatherhood can impact urban communities. One, family instability. The absence of a father can contribute to family instability, particularly in cases where a mother may struggle to provide for her children alone. This can lead to a range of negative outcomes, including to public research. This is what's happening, but we are part of the fault. We're not all at fault, but we're part of it. So this is just some of the things that I had to bring this to awareness so that we can understand a little bit more what's going on. Emotional and behavioral challenges. Children who grow up without a father may be more likely to express emotional and behavioral challenges, including depression, anxiety, and substance abuse. They may also struggle to develop healthy relationships with peers and authority figures. They don't know how to do things. This is why I had a segment when I was hollering, when I was begging the young ladies to take the titties out the young boys' mouth so that they can learn how to become young men. Because a woman can have them, but they cannot raise them. And so this is what this lead in this segment is talking about. They don't know how to have a healthy relationship with their peers or authority. So that means they don't respect authority and they don't respect their peers. So that's going to be a violence going to erupt immediately. As soon as they feel challenged or threatened, they're going to go to what they know how to do, and that's how to defend them. We're on the defense side, always defended, always got our guards up, always looking to hurt because we don't know how to have a healthy relationship. We don't know how to, they haven't learned how to agree to disagree. They don't learn how no can also be yes. And just because you humble yourself, that don't make you a coward or a punk. They don't know that though, because they haven't been taught that, because the man, the leader of the household, is not there. He's not present in order to teach him that. He don't know how to tie a tie. He don't know how to pull his pants up and put a belt on and carry himself and conduct himself like a young man, because the man that of the house is not there. So this is what's happening. It also goes on to say educational challenges. Children without father may be more likely to struggle in school, particularly in areas such as reading and math. This can limit their future educational and career opportunities. They don't have no one teaching them, like, sit down, come on, let's learn it, let me teach you this. Inspiring them to do the work or showing them how it can be done. So when they think it's complicated, you can say, no, let's do it this way. And you can break it down, right? And if you don't know, we always got YouTube for everything, right? So these are some of the things, right? And so not only that, economic challenges without the support of a father, families may struggle to make ends meet, particularly in a case where a mother is the sole breadwinner. This can contribute to cycles of poverty and economic instability. So if if she don't have the economics that she needs in order to make sure the family is straight, this is where the struggle, this is where the strain, all bets are off. All bets off. Going on, number 5 said increased risk of involvement with the criminal justice system. At an early age, when a father is not present in most cases, that young man, if he don't have a male figure in his life somewhere, he is destined to go either to the Adi home or to the graveyard. Truth is just to be told, right? Children grow up without a father may be more likely to become involved in criminal activities or to be incarcerated, as I just stated. It is important to recognize that the impact of fatherhood on urban communities is complex, and there are many factors that can contribute to the challenges faced by these communities. However, by working to support families and promote healthy families, we can overcome those challenges that we face. It says we can overcome the challenges that we face. Not me, not you, but we. So I just want to hear y'all. I want to hear y'all comments. Hey, what's up, family? How y'all doing? I thank everybody for tuning in. But this is very near and dear to all of us. Urban communities becoming extinct, and if you look around in our community, they're building all around our community. And when the time is right, they're gonna push everybody out of there. So this just is something that I thought that we should be aware of right now, and we should have been aware of it, and most of us was aware of it, but we thought we had time or it wasn't our problem. But guess what? It is our problem. Because as I stated time and time again, it's just a yet, like the program said. They didn't show up at your doorstep yet, but they're coming to show up at your doorstep any minute. And give it time. If we don't deal with the situation will deal with us. And if you think I'm playing, you just sit back and watch. You will soon see that this is what's going on. These young, why you think? Look, why you think they carjacking, they shooting, they going to jail alarming rate, and they down the alarming rate? Yeah, they hungry, they crying out, they don't know how to act. They don't even know how to act or react. So they just doing what comes natural. They just know how to react. And by them, to many families and friends, and most importantly to themselves, destroy you worse than you can destroy yourself. So let's get back to it. Unemployment can have a significant impact on urban communities, particularly those that are already facing other challenges such as poverty, inequality. Here are communities. One, we already talked about it, economic instability. When unemployment rates are high, as they are, families may struggle to make ends meet. Leading to financial instability and hardship. This can exacerbate existing challenges related to poverty and lack of access to basic resources such as food and housing. Limited job opportunities. High unemployment rates can make it difficult for individuals to find work, particularly in industries that are already struggling or that have been negatively impacted by changes in availability of job opportunities to find stable, that's a known fact, citizens. What about the brothers and sisters impacted? And how you think a lot of us become homeless? Because of some of the stuff that goes on in these urban communities. Social challenges. Unemployment can also contribute to social challenges such as increased crime, homelessness, and substance abuse. These issues can have a negative impact on the overall health and well being of urban communities. And this is why the drugs and the guns are put in our communities. It's just one of many factors that can impact urban communities, and that there are often complex social, economic, and political factors at play. However, by working to support economic development and job creation in urban communities, and by investing in education and training programs that can help residents develop the skills needed to succeed in workforce, it may be possible to migrate what we can do to help keep our communities. So we all know, right? A lot of our children are not going to go to college. Okay. So they don't have to go to college, but what they do have to do, obtain some type of trade. So that's why the trade schools is very important for them to get in. And it shouldn't be ostracized because they're in the urban communities. So you got to be in the union and you got to be in this community to get there and this favor and all that. It should be open to our youth. It could be a lot of engineers. If we would take it and look at it holistically and realistically, we'll say this: out of the 50 gangbangers, I'm trying to sell drugs, right? If we came to them and said, hey, I'm gonna help you become a carpenter, you're gonna be an engineer, you're gonna be a plumber, you're gonna be an electrician, right? I'm gonna teach you how to drywall, I'm gonna teach you how to frame, right? I'm gonna teach you how to landscape, right? And I'm gonna teach you how to become a general cleaner, right? It's a program that you have to go through, and we'll give you a stipend, but you must attend it every day. And then after you complete this, you'll be certified in electrician, carpentry, flooring, plumbing. Does that make sense? But we have to have that in place in order for that to happen. So that's what they talking about with the local officials, meaning your alderman, state rep, LAC presidents, all these people that has some type of power, and the churches. So say, hey, we came up with a comprehensive plan in order to help improve our community by helping to reduce violence, reduce recidivism, right? So, with that being said, now they'll have to hear us. It's one more, they're losing, right? Now they have to listen to us. Now we have an opportunity to show our young brothers and sisters how to become productive members of society as we had to be taught as well. So we have the sisters teaching the young ladies how to dress. You don't have to be naked to be respected, right? Telling young men your pants ain't got to hang for you to have swag. So these things can be taught in a matter of a few sessions. Our children are out there doing this stuff that we're talking about right now. We have nephews we have cousins, we have friends, we have so many, we all of us involved in this. So it comes back as a whole again. Every one of us is still going to be better than any one of us. We must, we must, we must take pride in our communities. We must take pride in our communities. And this is the reason why employment is up 92%, recidivism is up 65%, it is up 65%. Killings, we already know what they are. Positive in the urban communities. Respect ourselves so we can respect others. When do we start becoming afraid of our own children? I understand they got guns. They say, man, they got guns this big. Okay, they do. Where did they get them guns that big from? They didn't go to the corner store and get them. They didn't get them from Target. Because you can't be a man and a woman. You just can't. There's no two ways about that. And the man, tail, you're not the tail. You're the head, but you have to act like you're the head. You have to stand up like you're the head. You have to make a way like you're the head of the household so that your children and your significant other will understand and respect you more. And that's another thing that's going out the door, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have respect for each other. We talk to each other any kind of way, any kind of way. Call this is the lady that you love. You say you're gonna marry, gonna be with her for the rest of your life, but you can turn around and call her all out of her name and put your hands on her and take from her and use and abuse her. That's not love. This is not leadership. How many drugs you can sell, how many people you can shoot. That's not leadership. It's not leadership at all. I don't know what it is, but it's not leadership. And ladies, when you tell your man he's less than and you don't need him to do anything, you're taking away the little bit that he has left. He's already up against the world, which is ostracized him from day one. And for to come home to that, I need to get a better job, or I need to get some more money because you want this, you want that. We don't need that. We need more love and compassion in these households, more unity. And last but not least, because we're going to have a few comments, but we got 15 minutes, we got to get out of here. What can we as a people learn from this as urban communities becoming extinct? The phenom of urban communities, of urban communities becoming extinct highlights the need of us to be more thoughtful and intentional in how we approach urbanization and community development. I'm going to say that again. How we approach urbanization and community development. Here are some lessons we can learn from this. The importance of community. The loss of urban communities reminds us of the critical role that community plays in our lives. Strong communities provide a sense of belonging, support, and social connections that are essential for our well-being. And in these strong communities, two, impact of urbanization. Urbanization can have many benefits, but it can also have negative impacts on communities, particularly when it leads to gentrification. They pushing us out, bringing themselves in. Displacement and the erosion of local cultures and identities, stripping our identities. If we can look at one thing, the church by 1340 that had the mural painting on it, didn't get no authorization. They came and painted over it. The murals that was on, um, what was that? Not countdown. Hips, right? The mural that was on the side of the center. You know, see all these things was precious to us that they didn't care about. Genocide. Oh, Brother Ron said genocide of blacks out of urban communities is happening all over this country. Blacks on all levels, good and bad. Collective action. Communities often come from the collective efforts of residents who are committed to making positive change. By working together, residents get equipped to address the challenges they face. Local officials and in supporting and strengthening urban communities by engaging with these leaders and holding them what? Accountable. Residents can help ensure that their voices are heard and that their communities are prioritized in decision-making process. By learning from these challenges faced by urban communities and working to address them, we can build more resilient, inclusive, and sustainable cities that are better equipped to meet the needs of all residents, not some, it says all residents. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm saying to you is simply this. Wherever you're at right now, you can make a change. We're not saying go out there and try to save everything at one time. No. We're saying that by simply leading by example, you will have someone else watching and they would start to act as if you're acting. And it takes one resident at a time, one child at a time, right? One problem at a time. We don't have to tackle it all at one time. It's just one. We can take one. We can focus on one. And if we all as a people can go and say, hey, you told me that if I put you in office, you was going to do X, Y, and Z. Well, this is not happening in our communities. It's happening over there, but it's not happening over here. We want to see some of that happen over here and demand that your local officials do as they say or we, the people, have the right to replace them. You have the power. They don't have the power. Just like they destroyed Cabrini by taking away services over the years, hoping families that could move out would, and buildings start to decay, where they would use these things to demolish the buildings. Exactly, Brother Ron. Yes, sir. They started taking away jobs, education, young people with criminal records who couldn't get jobs, making it hard to get good housing for their families. We have to find ways to take care of ourselves and stop looking for them to do the right thing. They are never going to do the right things by black and brown people. I'm with you 100%. And that's why I pledge wholeheartedly for BST and myself to do everything in our power in order to help change urban communities wherever we go. You know, I'm thank God. I thank Katie for this presentation. I think this is going to be very impactful for our brothers and sisters. This is for more conversation. If we didn't get all your comments right now, we can get back to it later and we can keep this going. We can continue this till Friday, till my show, A Conversation with Brother Raymond. And we can carry this on. But I just want to hear from you. I want to know what you think, how you feel about waking up to dope dealers and bags everywhere, alcohol bottles and fighting and all this loud music all at other times of the night. That's a time thing. But let's be obedient to ourselves. See, we looking at, we ain't got to listen to them. No, we don't have to listen to them, but we do have to listen to us. And if we want some, we have to act like we want it. Brother Ron said, I thank you, Raymond, for all you do and contribute to do for the people. Thank you, brother. I've been taught well by some of the best. So and we have to have it in a timely fashion. We can't extend it to what we want to extend it to. And I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Old School Friday over in Cabrini. It's already leave at 11, but we can tone ostracize or marginalize or picked on because you know they get we still get them, and then we get mad. Man, we just having a good time, and we are. But it's a way to have a good disperse. We need to just disperse. And we can get together again tomorrow or the next day. It's always another time we can get together. But we are cussed them out about that, but we ain't gonna cuss them out about solving these crimes. We ain't gonna cuss them about the unemployment being sky high. We don't cuss them out about these unsolved murders and how these young ladies is coming up missing. Ain't nobody said nothing. It's just like they vanished off the face of the earth, and you and I know that ain't happening. Somebody knows something, but ain't nobody talking. We too busy downgrading each other. That's why we ain't getting to the causes and the condition of what's going on in the urban communities. We can't even look at each other eye to eye with no love and no humanity. It's always who he think he is, or she thinks she is. Well, maybe she do, and if she do, she's supposed to think highly of herself, and so do he. And maybe you should practice thinking highly of yourself, and then you won't have to look down on others. They don't want us to. They don't want us there anyway. Exactly. Yeah. A white lady at the meeting said that's how they feel. And that's where the gentrification comes from, Brother Ron, because at the end of the day, that's why it migrated. And if anybody's paying attention, remember they moved to the suburbs to get away from us. Now it's coming back full circle. They're moving back to the city to get us them vouchers to go to Iowa and all these suburban places. Yeah, sure you can go. Just go. We don't care. Just go. As long as you go away from here, we okay with it. So we got 3 minutes left, and I just we want to thank Katie Lowe, Rhythm Flow Radio, for having us tonight. Thank you, dearly. You're my sister, and we rock together. I want to thank you, all the viewers out there that's been watching us, Flow Radio, a conversation, Brother Raymond, opinions. This is what we have to do. We have to shoot down. Let's support him. If she cook, let's support her. If she do drapes, let's support her. If she sell t-shirts, let's support each other. Remember, urban communities were thriving, and that's how we created the Black Wall Streets. And they couldn't stand it, so they came and they crippled us. And then they poisoned us, meaning they put the drugs and the guns, do the things that we once did because we were distracted. And it's called divide and conquer. And that's what's been going on in the earth. There now are subpar. And I'm not calling you out to demand you. I'm calling you out to encourage you to step up to the plate. This is your community as well as our community. And we're asking that you who have sworn to take an oath in order to help change it, step up and change it. We ask, we've been waiting so many times. I'm seeing it happen over and over again. You're so quick to try to get somebody out the way, not understanding and realizing that you have become in the way. You're now in the way. I'm going to say that again. You were so quick to get people out the way, and now you're in the way because you, 9 times out of 10, a lot of you cats don't know what y'all doing. Women and men that's in a position of leadership. And I'm not hating. I'm just merely stating the facts. Brother Ron said 19 black families purchased 97 acres of land to build the new Black Wall Street and should do the same, and we should do the same. Stop looking for them to do the right things. It's never going to happen. It's not. I'm just saying, if you're in a position of leadership, step up and be that leader. I thank you, Katie Lowe, for opinions, and this is just my opinion on what's going on in the urban communities, and you have your opinions. We thank you, and we love you, and we salute you, and we'll see you again Friday for a conversation with Brother Raymond. Until then, peace and be safe. Thank you.